keep on starting by myself a little bit about the 3D Pioneers Challenge. It's the 4th year we're presenting here, and we're always seeking and trying to present actually really what's upcoming, what's next, where are the pioneers, where are the concepts, the leading roles, and all the categories where something happening. It's not just a technical part in the 3D printing, but as well the emotional part. So yes, we are an award, but further there we want to say, well, let's say it's not just an award, we want to present and show the people around in all the world. We are reaching about 65 million people with that award, and so we get submissions from all over. There we have been. So this year was about 35,000 euros to win, which is quite fantastic. So it's one of the most dedicated awards in the field of design and 3D printing. And with MakerBot and 3D Hubs and all the others and Autodesk licenses, it's worth then 40,000 euros. But not only that, Autodesk offers a residency program for the best future projects, and they can win a residency at Autodesk Innovation Center anywhere like Boston, Toronto, or San Francisco. These are the categories we found out so far, which are the, let's say, kind of most promising ones who are working in the next fields. But we've seen that the categories like architecture, fashion tech, even design a bit go less. So the big players right now these days are medtech, material, digital. And that's a good part, because digitally is one of the bases, the heart actually for 3D printing. Because without data you can't print it. But how to generate the data? And there's these days not just CAD programs, it's at least parametric design. But furthermore, we're coming to artificial intelligence, and so we've awarded as well in their good projects. Those are the partners for the last 4 years, which is quite terrific to have those. Some people from the judges, and we've been very proud to have Ross Lovegrove on board yesterday. He was meant to give a talk today, but actually what he had to do, he had to have an appointment yesterday, so he shifted the appointment today in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, that he could still be there yesterday night, so he had to shift his talk today. Here's some pictures from the jury yesterday with Anouk, Ross, Tim Deusen in the middle. He programmed the whole augmented reality. I don't know if you passed by the booth already. You can grab an iPad, and with augmented reality you just watch the pictures, and then you get all the information, movies and everything. It's quite fun. Even here, Alvin, he actually came from Berkeley. He will give a talk later as well. And what they presented here is computed axial lithography within minutes. It's a self-developed projector, DLP, kind of a DLP, and a special resin. And by turning it and projecting it, it suddenly rises, and not layer by layer, what we all do know. Here are the winners from yesterday's night. So we just plugged in the pictures. There's Elsa Linde on the right and Vita, so it was good to have them there. And Ice Pops. Ice Pops is really great because yesterday night, if you missed it, later on we're going to have some more Ice Pops at our booth, and they are the very first 3D printed Ice Pops here in Germany. And it was a submission from Janne Kittonen, who was himself in the jury 2 years ago, and a good friend of ours. Yeah, what we do, it's not just the award and exhibition over here. What we do is afterwards, for 1 year, we go on a road show, and it will be worldwide. It depends on the partners where they want to show it. We've been to Shanghai, This is in Sweden over there, and we are the only award in 3D printing field who will tell the trends to the politicians at the German Council, Bundestag. And as well here on fashion catwalks, you might get to know the girls. Some of them are the Germany's Next Top Models. And here are pieces from the last, it was 2 years ago, I think, fashion. So here are some examples to go through quite quickly because we're running out of time. Printed veins from cell bricks, or Danette Palek, you might know her, she's from Israel, and she is having really like a customization in fashion. Or the Javier K. Hildesheim, where you plug in a drill, electric drill, but the whole body for the automotive mobility version is printed. This one was one of our favorite. He won 2 years ago, and Project Tor's short story. He was just visiting here at Rapid.Tech. He went to our booth and said, wow, I need to start something with my skateboards. He was designing skateboards, and 3D printing might be cool for that. He's seen the challenge and said, okay, good, I need to work on that. On the same fair, he asked Autodesk and the Fraunhofer Institute, and then they started a project, and 1 year later he submitted it and won actually the design part. And let's have a short movie about that. Can we have the sound? So with the proof of concept, that's quite nice. And actually these days he's consulting for Autodesk like worldwide. So it was like a jumping board, just, hey, 1 year, get into 3D printing, get it done, get the right network. And now he's really like kind of one of the guys who is bringing it forward. That was a category event. This is actually a printed cocktail. So it's, as I said, it's not just about techniques, but you can do food printing, what we've seen before with sustainability, but you can always have as well cocktail printing for events. Or here, the MX 3D, I'm pretty sure most of you know that, was one of the winners last year. And it's always the concept. If you think about, okay, what robots can do by laser melting, printing, whatever, how you want to call it, and they start anywhere else and it's just digitally, and you don't need workers anymore for that, then it's a good point for so many regions where you can just reach the place. So there are so many possibilities. 3D printing is just an enabler for so many concepts worldwide. And as you know, we are already printing like somewhere in the space. So was from the Netherlands, Joris Laman, MX 3D. And today, we announced yesterday the winners, and they are sitting here actually, the team from Printed Heart. Thanks for having us here, and you will give a talk just right on later. So I don't talk too much about that, but it's just like a phenomenal project. When the guys submitted, we had like the goosebump. It's so emotional because it's not, again, just a technique. It's like saving lives and pushing it forward just with 3D printing possible. Or as well, sustainable thing, design coral reef. I think there's a movie about that as well, yes. So as you can see, they bring the ceramic printed parts, and the design is a long research which design suits to corals in their habitat where they start growing and they start living again. And you all know, if for example, the Great Barrier Reef dies every day even more, and as soon the barrier reefs will die, it's gonna be us who die next. So again, 3D printing will help us out with that. Printing food, I don't need to show the movie, you've seen it just before. Trombadou, which is a very, very nice idea, and there's a movie about that as well. It's a game, and again, 3D printing is just one part of that. It's an augmented reality game where children, they are used, I've got 2 little ones, and they're not allowed to use my iPad so far, but as soon as they do, this will be a game they might play. They can buy augmented reality, get into the book, and start playing with the elephant. You can see him there, Trombadou, and he has to survive or try to survive on the aisle, but there are oil pumps and everything. He has to fight against them. The more oil pumps, the more pollution he will fight against, the more points he will get. And as long as you have about 100 points, you're able to print out Trombadou, have it there. So it's a game between artificial, like augmented reality, digital, and real life movie and game. Computed axial lithography, we just talked about that before. He will give you a talk about that later on. Liquid printing from the MIT. To be honest, like the MIT summits at the 3D Pioneers Challenge, what makes us very, very proud. This is about technique, gel printing into gel, so very, very quickly that you can get big scale printing within minutes. Or Gamma, the space exploration lander, which is a combination joint venture between Autodesk and the NASA. So this little guy is about 2.5 to 2.5 meters. We do have some samples of the body here presented, that body one, which are printed in sand and then casted, but they go to space soon. Or Jetsuit, he was one of the winners, just short. And normally you think, okay, but why does he need 3D printing? The thing is, it's normal. Is it called turbines, what he's using? But with those normal ones you can buy, he's able to fly about 7 seconds. But then they invented the turbines again technically with hollows, the wheels inside there, and now he can fly for several minutes. So actually just through 3D printing, he can start and work on the performance of the normal usual stuff you can buy these days. And that makes it really, well, yeah, that makes it fun. I'm hoping to fly that soon. Good. The very first in-whole one go printed motorbike, electric. It drives about 40 kilometers per hour, which is here in Erfurt quite easy for all the Puffbohnen who want to drive there, but it's quite cool. Trinkle is this mold. You can have it on production lines where you have the software to customize. If you say, well, we need to get better in their production line and everything. So you just design it there, print it. This one is printed on a Ultimate or Make or something, but it makes it much more easy and much more sustainable in that way as well. And rocket. That is not about a rocket. That is about artificial intelligence. We started at the beginning about thinking about, okay, digital, how do we generate the data? And one of those is like just artificial intelligence who creates an algorithm, and this algorithm repeats and learns from itself. So if we as a designer, say, this needs to fly on these conditions and go there anywhere else, whatever, it might not look like the most beautiful Brad Pitt at the end or whatever, but it will fly and give you the best conditions to your needs, to the requirements and everything. And this is design. for the future, and it starts today. It can be done just by 3D printing. And final but not least, the ice pops created by 3D.TI. Jani Kyttönen invented that. He's a pioneer himself. He works in the field for about 25 years. And he's kind of sick of designing and producing 3D printed lifestyle products because, as you know, it always comes to budget. Oh, it's so slow, 3D printing or whatever. So he invented 3D.TI. What he does is he scans, he 3D prints the molds and then casts inside there, and his production line in one go. Even the packaging is included there. So from the very beginning, from the design until the end, it's in one machine. So it's industrial way for that. I think that we have a final movie in there. Yeah. Pig Sweet. Seen it before, like when the testing was. So you see, okay, you can put in those names, see a picture, and then it will be extruded, and you can say, let's go for that quantity, and you can create your own ice pops, which we did with them, and later on you can have them on our booth again if they arrived properly from yesterday. Yes, that's it. So we are keen on, from November on, we start the next challenge, and submission deadline will be again around March, April, and we do know it will be fantastic again. Every year we say, let's do it all in. We don't know how to get it better than the existing year, but it's increasing every year. Who knows what we're gonna see next year. Thanks a lot. If you have any questions, feel free. Otherwise, we have really run out of time. I don't want to interrupt them. So I would say, questions, please come later just to the booth. We are here all the time. Thanks a lot.